It is only a couple of weeks into January, and the Minneapolis real estate market has done a complete 180. In this video, I'm going to give you some personal observations from my life in the field as an agent, as well as some data showing that the winter hibernation is apparently over. My name is Schumann, and I am a realtor here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I make video content for people that are thinking about making a move to Minnesota. I cover things like the real estate market, what Minnesota is like, and I profile communities and give you other information that you may be interested in as someone who's not from here. If you are considering making a move, I do have a free relocation guide that you're welcome to download. That link is in the description box down below this video. It really gives you a broader overview and a lot more information about the Minneapolis area as a whole. Okay, true tales from the field first. I have 3 active buyers and 2 sellers at the moment, which is not bad for January. Let's first talk about the sellers. One has a larger home in an area filled with new construction. Their home is actually only about 2 years old, and we listed it last fall, and it was absolutely crickets. Made me nervous, I'll be honest. Headwinds on listings in the fall included things like higher interest rates. They were supposed to drop. They remained high, even though this was rumored to be about to happen. So that never impacted the mortgage industry. And believe it or not, the election makes everyone take a nice long pause. And then holidays. So in other words, it was awful. We took that house off the market for about 2 weeks. I had some fresh staging done and new photos taken, and we had multiple offers within the first 3 days back on the market. So that's a change. We did not change the price on this listing either. People always ask me if winter is a bad time to sell, and I don't think it's winter per se so much as doing it when everyone is doing something else, like having eggnog and hanging out with their families. That said, as a buyer, there really is no better time if you want to negotiate. As we get deeper into the spring, conditions will continue to improve for sellers, and buyers' positions are going to continue to soften, I'm afraid. If you're on the fence as a buyer, the sooner you can make a move, the better. I also have a condo that is in an off-market pocket listing status. We're getting a little bit of nibbles on that too. But condos are the softest part of the real estate market right now, with nearly 4 months worth of supply of homes, which really means it's nearing a buyer's market territory. I believe that several factors have led to this with the condo market in particular, and the first is obviously interest rates in a fairly price-sensitive segment of the market. So condos are typically less expensive than single-family homes or townhomes, and thus they appeal to young buyers or older buyers. So this kind of bypasses that whole middle years when people may have larger households that they need to accommodate and maybe larger incomes. Those buyer profiles might have the lower budgets based on jobs, retirement, or being on a fixed income status. And then a second factor that I am seeing now is lending practices around condos they're just getting much more stringent. Underwriters at mortgage companies want to see significant reserves in place and an insurance policy that meets guidelines that they can approve of. This really impacts smaller buildings that have fewer people that are contributing to the reserve balance. And it also impacts large buildings that, may be going through audits and finding that they have large projects that they need to do, and they're in a position where they need to perhaps levy a special assessment and take a loan. So it's on kind of all sides of the fence. Selling a condo with one of these assessments in place can be really, really challenging. Sometimes they're quite large. On the buy side, single-family homes are getting offers within the first couple of days on the market, specifically homes that are previously owned within the 7-county part of the metro area. If a house is priced properly and in good condition, gosh, I say this all the time, people are looking and buying right away. So I was looking at some new construction in the very far-flung exurbs of the metro, about an hour outside of the city. And those homes are not selling quite as quickly. I mean, you just have to imagine that demand is a little bit lower that far out. However, I am still trying to be among the first people or first agents to see the property for my clients so that they have, maybe a minute to think about it, and also so that we don't miss the boat when these other offers come in, because someone else is surely going to snap it up first. I do have a current buyer that has looked at a few homes in the city here in great locations. One is overpriced and sitting. One was priced well and sold in multiple offers right away, despite a smaller size and some really awkward bedrooms. And the last one is also in multiple offers in the second day on the market. So this is what I'm seeing personally. Two recent statistics that reinforce my personal experience, and that is that purchase to list price has actually gone up. It was around 98% of asking price at the beginning of the year. And just in the past couple of weeks, it is showing back at 100%. The second statistic is that seller contributions to buyer closing costs have dropped by 10% in the same time period. This shows at least the start of a swing back in the direction of the seller. The median price of an existing single-family home in the 7-county metro area went up by 2.3% in December. And I reinforce that this is December, which is the dead time in our market. The average price had a larger increase at 3.3%. That average price now sits at $491,000 for a single family existing home in the same geographic region, that 7-county area. All right, so where are you more likely to get a deal? If you're looking at the entire Twin Cities metro area, which is made up of 7 counties and the surrounding Minneapolis-St. Paul area, the most likely places to have a little bit of wiggle room and negotiating power are in Carver County, which is out in the southwest of the city. They have the highest number of active listings right now, which means that every seller has, more competition than other sellers in the metro area. If you define a deal as the ability to get incentives like maybe builder rate buy downs or other perks, looking in areas that have a lot of new construction can really be beneficial to you. So you probably need a bigger budget to start with. But if you look in places like Lakeville and Farmington, the prices out there have kind of stabilized at around $574,000 as the median price, with the average new home costing $674,000. These are generally fairly large homes overall, with finished square footage at or above 3,000 square feet. They are exactly what you probably think of with new construction, and that means large neighborhoods that just have no mature trees at all. It's built on a lot of farmland that has been sold to builders, and now that same farmland grows a lot of houses. It's actually pretty astonishing when you're out there to see the number of homes going up in that area. It's a relief in some ways because we do have high demand for homes, but these are all at a higher price point. With this available land and lots of building, it's great for people that still need to commute to the city because you can easily get on 77 or Cedar and 35W and get into the city easily. Anoka County, which is north of the city, and Ramsey County, which is St. Paul, have the lowest housing supply overall. Ramsey and Anoka County also generally have the most affordable home prices, so those two things go together. Lower prices equal higher demand. Ramsey has a median price point of $347,000 and Anoka is at $370,000. This drives up the demand as it's a more affordable place to live without heading way out into the far exurbs. That's what I have for you this week. Do you have questions about the Minneapolis market? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there anything that you're curious about related to living in Minnesota? I encourage you to reach out because I do love to talk to people that meet me on YouTube. If there's something missing, I would love to know so I can add that content to my channel and help meet that need. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a great week.